Okay, so the Ultra Unlocks are back again this year, and this year's event features 4 times XP and Stardust, randomly appearing Golden Lure modules along with a few new Gen 9 Paldea Pokemon. And I've seen some people be confused and think this event's only 5 days long, because Niantic phrased it a little bit weirdly, but as you can see from these 2 screenshots, it actually consists of 2 separate events, each of them lasting for 5 days. So there's actually 10 event days with these 3 bonuses. The 2 events are very similar, but they have a few key differences that I'll be covering. And you can go to the timestamps that were listed, you can go to the bottom of the video or skip back to the start of the video, and I listed them if you want to go to a specific part of the event. So the event in total goes from Tuesday, September 5th at 10 a.m. local time to Friday, September 15th at 8 p.m. local time. So part 1 is called a Paldean Adventure. It runs from September 5th at 10 a.m. local time to September 10th at 8 p.m. local time. During this event, there's the 3 Paldean starter Pokemon, so Sprigatito, the Grass Cat, and its evolutions Florigato and Meowscarada. Fuecoco, the Fire Crocodile, and its evolutions Crocolore and Skeledurge. Quaxley, the Water Duck, and its evolutions Quaxwell and Quaquaval. And these might have some PvP use right now. I'm not quite sure, I'm not a PvP person, but for PvE, meaning raids and rockets, they won't really shine until their community days when they get their eventual Hydro Cannon, Blast Burn, and Frenzy Plant moves. Lechonk, with its shiny and its evolution Oinkologne, are being released as well. And it's pretty unusual that we see a Pokemon immediately released with its shiny, so this is a little bit exciting. This Pokemon isn't anything special though, it's basically the Rattata or Yungoos of Gen 9. Lechonk will also be in showcases during this event, along with being featured as the reward of a collection challenge. There will also be an increased shiny chance on Hoppip, Houndour, Weasel, and Fletchling. We're not quite sure about what this rate will be, but usually if it's boosted, that means it's either 1 in 64 or 1 in 128 chance. All of these 8 Pokemon will have boosted spawn rates during the event, so it'll be easy to hunt them if you want to get a shiny Lechonk, Hoppip, Fletchling, Houndour, Weasel, or just grind out candy for the 3 starters. There will also be a seasonal research available at the start of the event until December 1st, but this is not a timed research. This is only a claim time, so as long as you log in between September 5th and December 1st, you will be able to finish this research. It never expires. And this research branches into the 3 Paldean starter Pokemon, but it doesn't really matter which of the 3 Pokemon you choose, since they'll all be spawning in the wild as well, so they'll all be very easy to get. The Paldean Pokemon Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Quaxley, and Lechonk will all be in 7km eggs, but I don't recommend spending money or focusing on them, since they'll also be in the wild, quite easy to get. And then the raids are unrelated to the event, most of them at least, but still make sure to be raiding Kartana since it's by far the best grass-type attacker. So I wouldn't use any of your raid passes on anything but Kartana. Part 2 is called Ultra Unlock Paldea. It goes from September 10th at 10 a.m. local time to September 15th at 8 p.m. local time. There's 9 new Paldean Pokemon during this event. Nimble and its evolution Lokix, which is essentially the Weedle of Paldea, just a common bug type. Pawmi and its evolutions Pawmo and Pawmot, which is basically a Pikachu clone, something like Togedemaru or Plusle or Minun. Pawmot is quite frail, but it has a high 232 attack. You can use it as a budget Electro type attacker because of that, if you have nothing else. It does well with the moveset Spark and Wild Charge. However, most of the Shadows and Legendaries are going to beat it by quite a lot. Pawmo needs to be walked 25 kilometers as a buddy to be evolved. We'll also see the release of Bombardier, which is a single-stage Pokemon with average stats, sort of like Pinsir or Jinx. It has an incredible moveset of Wing Attack and Fly, but unfortunately low 198 attack, which holds it back from being a good attacker. Finally, Frigibax and its evolutions Arctibax and Baxcalibur are being released during this event. Baxcalibur is the pseudo-legendary of Paldea, which, if you don't know, is a category of Pokemon including certain very powerful Pokemon like Garchomp and Tyranitar that are not legendary despite having stats that resemble a legendary. Not every powerful Pokemon fits into this category, but every pseudo-legendary is very strong, so that's what matters. Baxcalibur will be an extremely strong Ice-type attacker, only being outclassed by the 2 Shadows, Mamoswine and Weavile, so unless you have a full Shadow Ice team already, it's worth powering 1 up. As you can see in this chart, Its DPS is quite a lot lower, however it has a lot of bulk compared to Shadow Mamoswine and Shadow Weavile, and also future Zen Mode Galarian Darmanitan will massively beat all of these Pokemon, but you don't have to worry about that because we don't even have the Zen Mode Unova and Darmanitan, so we won't be seeing that for a long time. Unfortunately, Excalibur is not great as a Dragon type because there's so many legendary Mega and Shadow Dragon types that just have higher attack stats. All Paldea Pokemon except Bombardier, along with the 4 shiny boosted Pokemon, will have increased spawn rates. And Frigibax will be a rare spawn, and judging from past events, that means it's going to be really hard to find. Unknown with the letters of Paldea will be appearing in 1-star raids, so it's a really good opportunity to increase your Unknown medal. Bombardier will also be in 3-star raids, so that's how you're going to get that. I would say it's worth going for 1 just to get the Pokedex entry, but it's not going to be too powerful, so it doesn't matter really. Pawmi will be appearing as a field research reward during this event, and like I said before, in the collection challenge of the first event. There's also a timed research ticket, and I don't recommend buying this unless you really want the Pawmi backpack that it gives for some reason. It looks kind of cool, but it's not worth $5 in my opinion. So what it's going to give you is 2 Pawmi encounters, 3 rare candy, 1 standard, not super incubator, 10 silver pineapples, 921 Stardust, and 9,210 XP. The Stardust and XP are negligible compared to what you could get from just grinding the event. You could theoretically get 1,000,000 XP an hour and maybe 200,000 or 300,000 Stardust an hour playing this event hard, so that's just nothing compared to what you could get grinding. And this research is timed, unlike the other research, meaning if something comes up and you can't finish it by the time the event's over, it's going to be gone forever. So some tips and tricks for this event are, first of all, use all your lucky eggs and star pieces before you start to grind, because you really don't want to have to stop and activate new ones every 30 minutes. Try to make excellent curveball throws on wild Pokemon. This greatly increases the chance of catching, so you won't waste very many Pokeballs. Plus, if done successfully with a lucky egg on it, it'll give around 9,000 XP per catch, which is barely over 100 catches for 1,000,000 XP. If you don't have a Frigibax yet, try to catch any that are on your nearby radar. Previous events have had rare spawns that have been far too rare, so it's always a good idea to get the Pokedex entry out of the way, so you're not left frantically hunting for Frigibax at the end of the event. And finally, set daily XP and Stardust goals. If you're planning on grinding daily, give yourself an amount of Stardust or XP you want to get per day. Take screenshots before and after playing each day to verify that you did it. This has helped me grind a lot harder during events because it adds a little bit of pressure, but not so much that it's stressful. As you can see, this is a screenshot of my Stardust, and then I also have a photo album where I keep all of my stats. So this is one of the best events Niantic has ever given us. Don't play too hard if that's not your thing, but if it is your thing, this is exactly the event where you want to play hard. Don't worry though, because everything in this event will return to the game in the future, except for, of course, the pay-timed research. But that's not a big deal, it just gives 1 backpack. If you ended up enjoying this video, subscribe and check out the other videos and shorts I've uploaded. I don't upload very many videos, but I do upload little shorts of gameplay like maxing out Pokemon pretty often. Bye.